Hello everyone, and welcome to day 3 of your 6-day yoga intensive meditation course for beginners. This is day 3, smile. So today we are learning to go within, to work with the Manipura, the navel chakra, to let your energy shine, to let your soul smile. And we're going to start with a very gentle yoga asana posture, working with a development on the breathing techniques from yesterday into a full yogic breath before we move into our meditation today. So welcome to everyone who has joined. I'm going to get you to start by bringing praying hands towards the heart, toward the centre, towards your soul self, acknowledging your soul self in the centre. As we start by bowing the head toward the heart, lifting up through the back of the neck and then levelling the chin. We're going to start by breathing in to bring the hands in front, stretching the hands forward, breathing out to open the hands either side of the body, breathing in to lift up, interlock the thumbs into praying hands, lift out of the sit bones left and right. And then breathing out to bring the hands, press the hands together as you come back toward the heart. We'll do that twice more. It's breathing in to extend, breathing out to open, breathing in to lift, 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 interlocking thumbs, lengthen crown of the head toward the hands, press the hands together, coming down toward the heart, and let's just tip the chin toward the heart. Lift the chin to level, breathing in to extend, breathing out to open, breathing in to lift, 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 and breathing out. Keep pressing the hands together, and as the hands pass the face, just tip the chin toward the heart. And then I'm going to get you to come onto all fours. We're going to do a gentle warm-up from cat to extended pose of the child to upward facing dog. It's just a very gentle, easy movement. So if you can get the knees underneath the body, 2 fists between the knees, putting the hands underneath the shoulders. And we're going to just start by lifting up through the navel. Imagine you had a string through the navel, lifting you up toward the ceiling. Tuck the head in, tuck the tailbone down, and then stick the tailbone to the back of the room as you allow the navel then to fall toward the floor. Shoulder blades roll down the back, head looks up. Breathing out, lift, lift, lift through the navel. Breathing out, then breathing in, drop the navel to the floor, shoulder blades move down the back, head looks forward. Breathing out, lift, 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 lift. Tuck in the head, tuck in the tail, really get that movement high in it from the navel toward the ceiling. Breathing out, navel toward the floor, lifting up. And then I'm going to get you to come level. So the spine is now level. And as you take the sit bones back, press through the hands. And the sit bones go left and right, so the sit bones ease sideways as you come back down. Press in with the tops of the feet and the shins to come up into all fours again. And we'll try that again. So it's press in with the hands, the whole of the footprint of the hands. Ease the hips left and right as you come into extended pose of the child. Bring the head toward the floor. Press in with the shins, the tops of the feet, to propel yourself back up into all fours. Allow the shoulder blades to roll away from the ears. Breathing out, press through the hands, hip bones left and right, easing down into extended pose of the child. Press in with the shins, the tops of the feet, into upright, and then we're just going to take it forward into upward facing dog, and then ease back. Press with the hands to come back into extended pose of the child. Press in with the tops of the feet, propel forward, take the hips through, shoulder blades back into upward facing dog, and then easing back. Once more, press in with the tops of the feet, ease the hips forward. This time we're going to hold in and just ease the hips left and right. Just play with your movement as you lift through the sternum, easing back, push through the hands into extended pose of the child. And then coming back up to all fours, coming into your seated posture. I'll bring you a little bit closer so that it's a bit more friendly. Okay. So, welcome to day 3. I want you to bring a smile across your face because we're releasing endorphins. Even faking it works. So, in your day number 3 smile, I want to see how many times you can smile today, which is going to lift the mood, lift the spirits. We've worked over the last couple of days with grounding. Yesterday was one of learning to the purpose of relaxing the body. Mastering the relaxing of the body is taking more than one day, but I'm giving you the skills with which to visit this again and again. And if you wish to learn more, you know, I'm happy to have you join a little weekly or fortnightly class. It's entirely up to you, but I'm giving you some tools just now with which you can practice on your own. So we're going to start by doing a breath practice today. Yesterday's breath practice was one of feeling into that connection between the belly when you breathe in and that easing back against the spine as you breathe out. This is helping to reinforce the stability of the lower half of the body so that when you go into meditation and you take your focus up, that you can forget the lower half of the body. It's stable, it's upright, it's functioning on its own, it's something that you can let go of. So today's practice is developing on that, but into from the belly, mastering breathing into the belly. We're moving into then breathing into the sides of the ribs, the upper chest, and then the back of the body. So there are 4 points. So yesterday we started to work with a 4 ratio in the breath. So I want to develop that in the full yogic breath. So if you can place your hands on your stomach first of all, breathe out. Breathe into the belly, sides of the ribs, upper chest, back of the body, and then breathing out, hands on the belly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this is what we're working towards. You may not have all that breath at the moment. Okay, so breathing out first of all, breathing in. And then breathing out, hands on the belly, 2, 3, 4. Breathing into the belly. Breathing out from the belly, squeeze. Squeeze back against the spine. Some muscular effort today. Breathing into the belly. And then breathing out from the belly, muscular effort, easing back on a count of 4 toward the spine. Moving the hands with the breath can really help, so that you can start to focus that you're breathing into the sides of the ribs, that you're breathing into the collarbone to lift from the upper section of the chest, and that you're inflating into the back of the ribs. I'm just placing the back of my fingers on the back of the ribs so that I can feel that they move outwards. You may wish to just place your hands on the back of the ribs. Is there some movement, just to find out, is there some movement when you breathe in the back of the body? And then can you, when you're breathing in, can you expand backwards into the fingers? See, there is movement there. Right, so we're going to continue with our 4-4 breath so that you can start to really push into all the dimensions that are possible with the inhalation of the breath. I'm talking physical body here. We're working with a physical breath. We'll master an astral breath in a future course. Okay, so placing the hands on the lower body, breathe out. Breathing in, inflate. 2, 3, 4. Hands on the lower body and a count of 4 to breathe out. Squeezing the belly back lightly against the spine. And a little bit of muscular effort. Breathing in. 2, 3, 4. Breathing out. 2, 3, 4. Another 3 breaths. Mastering your dimensions of the lungs as you push against the rib cage. Breathing in. 2, 3, 4. Breathing out. 2, 3, 4. In. And out. Last breath, everybody. Breathing in. And out. And then let the breath return to normal. I'd like you to notice how you feel in the belly. How do you feel within the breathing? The process of the breathing, has something cleared up? And also, how do you feel within the head? Does the head feel less congested, less busy? And notice if you feel that the head has changed in how it feels. The brain, notice where it is. Is it on the sides of the head? Is it on the brow? Is it on the back? Is it the crown? Or is it the whole thing? Just notice if you feel any difference from our little breath practice. Today we're moving into learning about the Manipura, the navel chakra. Manipura means jeweled city, and it is the seat of the ego. So we have looked at the stability of letting go of fears for the base chakra. We've looked at, for the sacral chakra, mastering those tendencies, the emotional tendencies to swing us off kilter, to master our ego. This is the seat of the ego here in the navel. Before we start to move into the higher chakras with their higher states of purpose and being, in this we're mastering the ego, i.e. I am master of the ego. The ego is not master of me. The ego, the false self, looks for ways in which it can make snide comments, it can make judgments on people, it can think it's better than everybody else or poorer than everybody else. But it makes judgments all the time, all to try and get some reaction within you. Well, let's step away from allowing the ego to have sway and being the boss. Let's get away from that. So we're going to have, in our meditation, we're moving into, this is the seat of a lot of power and will within the body. And it also gives us the energy with which to engage in the world. When I had chronic fatigue syndrome, I was depleted in energy. My first book, Living Lightly, A Journey Through Chronic Fatigue Syndrome, is a kind of self-help book, but I learned how to not give away all my energies, to leak my energies through this navel, through this chakra, but actually to contain it. And we're learning today how to generate that prana, that life force in that chakra. Inside this chakra there is a mini sun, so we're going to be burning and bright, and its element is fire. So for today we are going to place one hand over the other hand at the navel and just allow ourselves to breathe into that area for a moment, imagining that it is a chakra of fire, the element of fire, fire giving life force, energy, and also it is linked to the eyes, linked to the sense of sight. So you can tell someone's lightness or brightness, how much energy they have in the eyes. This is coming from this chakra. So just breathing for a moment into this chakra, one hand on top of the other. Then we're going to do a pranayama square breath, a samavriti equal ratio breath, which involves a count of 4 in 4 parts of the breath. So we have our inhale, we have the pause after the inhale, we have the exhale, and then we have a pause before there is that inhale again. So the 4 parts of the breath, and we're going to map that out on the body. So we're going to move from the 4 points of the body to create a square. So I'm not sure whether I'm going back to front for you, but we're starting from the point of the left hip. Imagine 4 stars. There's one on the left hip, one on the right hip, one on the lower left rib, and one on the lower right rib. So we've got a square that's mapped out on the body. And we're going to map the breath with that square. So we're breathing in from the left hip, star, 1, 2, 3, 4 to the left lower ribs. Hold the breath, 2, 3, 4 to the right lower rib. Breathing out, 2, 3, 4 to the right hip. And then hold the breath as you travel across to the left hip again. Now, holding a count of 4 for any of the retentions of the breath can be very difficult. So even if you just pause it in your first few rounds, you know that you're working towards an equal ratio, 4, 4, 4, 4 breath. So it can also help if you have your index finger. This is quite often it's where we point to, where we indicate where our attention is going. So our attention is, you can trace it, trace that, slowly trace the square on the body with the breath as you map from one point to the other. So even before we do the breath, taking your index finger, starting at the left hip bone, tracing with a count of 4 to the left lower ribs, tracing across the body, tracing a count of 4 down to the right hip bone, and tracing across the body so that you get the feeling of it. If you want to give up tracing it when we're doing the breath practice and toward the meditation, that's fine, but just get it in your motor memory that that's where you're going. So we'll start by making sure that you're upright on your sit bones, that the spine, that vertical axis that takes us from earth to heavenward into the higher states of being is upright. And taking your index finger to the left hip, breathe out. Breathing in, tracing 2, 3, 4 across the body. Breathing out 2, 3, 4 across the body. Breathing in 2, 3, 4 across the body. Breathing out 2, 3, 4 across the body. In 2, 3, 4 across the body to the right. Down 2, 3, 4 across the body. Up 2, 3, 4 across 2, 3, 4 down 2, 3, 4 across 2, 3, 4. So playing with this with your own breath and aiming to have your attention following where the finger is pointing. So it's not jumping ahead to the next point. Rein in the mind so that it is following the point of light in the tip of the index finger as it travels to each one of the 4 points of this square. Breathing in 2, 3, 4 across 2, 3, 4 down 2, 3, 4 across 2, 3, 4. Allowing your breath to dictate the speed of the count. Roughly we tend to go with the count that goes with our heartbeat, and as our heartbeat slows the count gets a bit slower. But going with your own count. If it is not suitable for you to have any retention of the breath, then just make it the briefest of pauses as you travel from one side to the other. I'm going to have another 3 breaths, so make these the ones that you rein in the attention the most. The ones where your mind is fully in tune with what you're doing. And then when you breathe out, let go of that pranayama square visualization and come into the centre and visualise that your navel is a bright yellow sun. It has all of the life force and life-giving power, the vitality of our earthly sun, and it's shining brightly. Imagine that it is shining brighter. You may actually start to feel warmth because this is related to the fire energy. You may feel a warmth in that part of the body. Visualize that your navel is a warm yellow sun. In fact, you can imagine that you are in summertime, not in the winter, and that it is beautiful sunshine. You are soaking up the rays of the sun with all its feel-good vitality, changing the makeup of the cells of the body by soaking up the spiritual light of the sun. Visualizing each cell of your body as basking in spiritual sunlight, like having a mini sunbathe, each little cell, the nucleus of each cell smiling, basking in the sunlight, bringing life-giving vitality to each cell of the body. Visualizing the cells of the organs of the body basking in spiritual sunlight, the liver, each little cell soaking up spiritual sunlight, the warmth of yellow light of the sun. Visualizing your kidneys, stomach, intestines, bowel, bladder, sexual organs, lungs, heart, all basking, all soaking up the yellow light of the sun, each little cell becoming brighter and brighter. Taking your attention now into the brain and allowing the brain to soak up spiritual sunlight. We only use a little bit of the brain until we learn to master the yoga approach to meditation, and then the whole brain lights up. It becomes like a Belisha beacon, bright, shining with sunlight. And then into the largest organ of the body, the skin, the whole covering of the skin, soaking up spiritual sunlight, soaking it into the muscles, the bones, into the blood vessels. Every part of the body soaking up the light of the spiritual sun. Yellow light in every cell of the body, shining brighter and brighter. The light of each cell bursting from its cell walls to spill over into the one beside it, so that before long the whole body is glowing. You may not be able to see it with your spiritual eyes, but you can feel it. It glows. Allowing your whole auric field, visualizing it as a sunlight, a sphere of sun. So you're in a bubble of light above the head, beneath the feet, to the left, to the right, behind the body and in front, but more importantly within this sphere of light, this golden sunlight. Golden sunlight purifying the old, letting go of old karmas, past histories, burning it away, gently purifying, and leaving a peacefulness in its wake, a calmness. So another moment or two visualizing, bringing that life-giving vitality of the sun to any part of the body for you that requires it today, charging it up, bringing in that great light, visualizing that body part glowing, and then just coming back into awareness of your physical body, the bones of the body sitting on its seat, the uprightness of the spine with your alert skull perched on the top, starting to move the physical body once more, taking a deeper breath in, taking stars and fists with the hands, moving into the feet, taking a deep breath in, yawning, stretching overhead, taking the fingers into a star burst, spreading through the fingers as you come back down, rubbing the hands together, that warmth of vitality between the hands, that spiritual sunlight, until there's a glow in the hands, cupping it over the closed eyes. Gently blinking open the eyes, letting that light from the room come into your physical eyes, and then taking the hands to pat down the body. Yes, it's still here. You went away for a wee bit, but it's still here. Okay. And just bringing the hands together toward the heart, bowing the head toward the heart as we come into Namaste. From the highest in me, I bow to the highest in you. Namaste. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Let that vitality take you to all sorts of creative tasks. You'll have the oomph, You'll have the welly to do whatever you need to do today, and you have the tools to visit it again. And I'll see you tomorrow for day 4, where we're working on the heart, that opening of the heart. Namaste, everybody.